And it doesn't matter what leg it is. The same as playing with horses. By catching a leg on her, when I picked her up, I got her this last Tuesday. It just allows them to, you can control where they're going, the direction they're going. And when you pull, it moves their legs whether they want to or not. They can't pull back. Good. So that's where she's at right now, and she will probably stay with a leg caught for probably the next 2 months. And when she is so, like this little pup that I just put a leash on yesterday for the first time, and I call put a leash on means a loop around her neck. She has never felt anything around her neck from the time I got her. And she just, but I also know she has a really good connection. She wants to be with me. She wants to interact. She goes through everything pretty nicely. Our anticipation phase is pretty good. When we talk about the anticipation phase, which this puppy definitely is anticipating we're about to do something. She feels good about it. She's eager to do it. We're having a tiny bit of a loss of impulse control. And that is one of the things that we work on. Like whether it's a dog at the start line that won't hold the start line, is they lose impulse control. So we want anticipation. Leanne, if you want to grab a pen, either you have that white pen out of your car or steal one out of my room. People that work follow a lot of what I do. I do use a pen with a dog a lot. Not necessarily an X pen because they fall over. I use those little plastic pens. And it's great for me that it creates anticipation naturally. And you also get to work a little bit on impulse control. That if you get too excited about the fact that we might be doing something together and you start to lunge and leap and bark and get too excited, it allows me, I can tap that pen and go, and just walk away. And you lost your chance of getting anything from me. Yes, we have things in our mouth. Shocking, isn't it? Can't imagine a Malinois puppy with things in her mouth. Good girl. When I put a puppy in a pen, the two things I want them to learn is what is information that says you are correct and what is information that says you are incorrect. That would be That's very nice. Good job. Good job. My keywords, she just got one for free. Good. Get it. Good. My keywords, when I'm working with a dog, you pick anything you want, you use anything you want. Means you just lost a chance. Food will not be coming. I don't do corrections. I don't let them fix it. And if you fix it, now I'll give you food. If I say, you lost a chance. We have to start this over again. I'm not going to let her flop back into a sit and then go, well, if I fix myself, now you're going to tell me what a good dog I am and you're going to feed me for it. It's like there are no fixes. Good. Now, if she can walk up to me. Good girl. Oops. And we just lost it. And she's anticipating. She knows now after a week that if she hears me say, good girl. Yes, get it. Perfect. That if I say good, that the odds of food coming are really high. Then can she show me some impulse control when she knows food's heading her way? And the first time, no. And when she corrected herself and went into a sit, you don't get food for that. Hi, Purple. Burp, burp. Good girl. Yeah, get it. And the food, anytime I say get it, I don't care what happens. If I have timed it wrong, I say get it, I'm never going to lie to you. You get it. If I have misread your body language, and right as I'm saying get it, you lunge up into my face, I'm still giving you the food. I misread your body language. That I thought, you know, you were in a good position and you weren't doing anything. And if I misread it and I lose my dog at the very end as I'm presenting the food, you get the food. I'm never, ever going to lie and say, get it, and then go, whoop, 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 nope. It's my job to learn how to read my dog. And if I can't, I just learned a lesson. You know, that she is eligible to do something very bad right at the last second. Not the princess. She does nothing bad. So, you know, obviously, we've done a little bit of sits in the last week. And it's a default behavior of hers. This little pup here, her default is down. So when I come out and work her, you're going to see tons of downs. Not because I allowed her, some dogs it's just stand. Some dogs it's a sit, some dogs it's a down. But they will pick what their default control behavior is. This is how I can control my impulse control. This is my position that my little mind, squirrel, that my mind can get me a treat. And that was, I never taught her to sit. That was her thing. When she knew if she came at me and just lunged at me, I would go, and turn my back and walk away from her. So then she'd come in and she would give a nice little sit. And that turned out to be her default. So once she does that default, once she has that default, then that's the one I'm going to use because that was the strongest thing in her head. That's what she offered on her own as an impulse control behavior. We entertain the puppy too. Good girl. So when I bring a dog home, I throw him in a pen. And you can bring it right on out here once it's together, Leanne. You can just make 4 too if you just want to use a 4. Yeah, it's plenty big enough. I usually use 6 panels. If you go into my room now, I have to put the room back the way it was. Because it's pens. Oh, look, you even have a gate. And she knows great things happen. If she can get the pen, hi. Want to come up? Oh, I want Leanne. You found the door. Get up. Good job. Good job. I'm just going to leave the rope on her. So when I bring a dog home, they go in the pen because I want them to learn something about me. I want to learn something about them before I start teaching the dog stuff. So in my house, they'll be in a pen that's somewhere around activity. And every time I walk by, get it. Good. Good girl. Get it. You're going to have 5 pounds of food on the floor. We did this for Dave. Now she's like, oh, it comes from you, and I want it from you. There we go. When she realizes that I approach the pen, get it, and that food might drop, the very next thing you get, which I won't get from her right now, is here you come, and they throw themselves against the pan. Or they're up on the pen, and they're whining, and they're having hysteria. You know, at which point then, instead of giving the food, I might walk by and just go, And she's not going to take that. She's like, I'm not doing anything. You know, she also is not going to take that seriously of, I'm going to fold into this little ball because I just got in trouble for something that I didn't do. Recovery is awesome. So she learns, means you just lost a chance at food. And as I walk up and she's showing nice control, and good girl, get it. Your nose should work, girl. She's free, rope's off. She goes, oh, it's back on the ground. Because now we've gotten to where I stop and I give her a piece of food. Good girl. That's it, get it. Good. Which causes, and this might go on, I may not actually work a dog for 3 or 4 days until I find out how much impulse control do they have, how little do they have, is too much, and I see way too much submissive behavior. You see a dog's a little bit shy, a little soft, and that's too much to where it might just be a break of eye contact. As I walk up there being bad, now that might be as much information as they need that they made a mistake. I want a dog to learn from their mistakes, not shut down from their mistakes. I don't want them to feel bad about the fact they just made a wrong choice. Here you come. Oh, I'm so happy that you're coming. I'm so happy that you're coming. You left. But I don't want them to go, oh, I'm so sad. And you see that sometimes with dogs that have been rehomed or some of the shelter dogs that have had too much as far as a correction and they don't know how to get out of it. I'm going to, if I do, then I'm only going to take a few steps and, then I'll come right back again and see if we have a little bit better control. She's going to be very good. She's been in the pen for a week now. And at the end of a week, she's pretty well got everything down. I have impulse control. I have anticipation. I'm very eager that you are coming. I know how to behave myself. Good, good. Yes. So she's, after a week, you have a pretty nice puppy. But when I bring her out of this pen, I'm bringing her out obviously and potty them and all that kind of stuff. But I don't do a lot of interaction. It's just a matter of take them out, potty them. What a good dog, but I don't want sits, I don't want downs, I don't want walking on the leash. Squirrel, you are less than perfect. We could show lack of impulse control for you. Good girl. So that then when I bring her out and start to work with her, good job. Cute. I didn't need that piece of hair. And, okay, will I get on her for that? Number one, I'm not going to make excuses. And I don't like excuses for breeds. Every breed is going to have some behaviors that are natural to that breed. She is a Malinois, and her first reaction to everything that happens to her in the world is going to be to use her teeth. She's going to put her mouth on things. I do not want to remove that natural behavior. I will hone it and put it into behaviors that are good for me and her. But if I were to just, yuck, you just snapped at my hair when it came down and, was in her face, moving back and forth. And she's like, look at the moving thing. And boom, she's going to put her teeth on it. And same, I know if I drag this leash, it's moving. She's going to put her teeth on. I'm not going to, no, don't you ever put your teeth on my leash. Bad dog. I can start doing little things with her where we can play with that leash. Good. Okay, that'll do. That was perfect. Good girl, get it. That was a little too perfect. I think we've done that'll do since yesterday afternoon. Whoops. She says, I could just chew a hole in that pocket. Good. Yeah. In that bag is a toy. Any toy. Doesn't matter what it is. They're all her favorite. Yeah. Yeah, it is. But if I told her she's not allowed to bite on things, that I'm going to lose a lot of who she is as a dog and as a breed. I can try to control it. Good. Okay, that'll do. Okay. She's not going to get fed for that because I'm not going to trade her food for this. If she'll spit it out, then I'm going to tell her good and give her food. That'll do. Good. But she has to give me a correct behavior. I'm not going to lure her into the correct behavior and go, look, please spit out the toy. Here's the food. Let's trade. I want her to choose to give me behavior that works for me. Ah! that hurt? Okay. And she also has to learn the difference between toy and hand. The other thing I don't do is I don't do literal tug. If she can pull, she can tug. I'm never going to let her set back. I'm not going to, you know, my big thing, especially with puppies, older dogs even, we can get into that probably in a different lecture, is physically. You know, I don't want her elbow joint to be open and then have her rock from side to side. I don't want her hips out of alignment and then have her rock from side to side. So I never ever want to see, when we're playing, I don't want to see her front legs to where she sets back to where the elbow joint opens and then she's pulling backwards. Because then all she has to do is rock from side to side, and now you start having elbow issues. Kill that thing. Same with the hips. You know, I don't want her hind legs. You might have to go back. I don't want her with her hind legs up by her front feet and pulling back, because then that pulls their hips out of alignment, and then as you rock back and forth, then you take a real good chance of potentially hurting. She can go back. You take pretty good chance of hurting their elbows, hurting their hips. So I might do a lot of pulling with them. Oh, Leanne, and my friend Squirrel. And so even the rope doesn't pull around her neck, it stops her motion. And I haven't had the dog that goes into a fight, you know, when they have a leg caught like this. They don't even totally understand how you have such control over them. But there's never a panic, there's never a fight. Isn't it fun to be that age? So there's just a few of the basics. You know, I'll go through like with a pup like her. Purple. Good job. Good job. And since I'm saying good, I've told her a treat is coming. I'm coming back to her as quick as I can because I love what she just did. I don't want it to where she comes up and lunges at me and I'd have to go, It's like, I'm coming to you. You don't have to sit or anything. I'm getting this treat to you because I like what you just did. And I don't want anything to go wrong. So since I started saying, good girl, I then have to kind of pad the performance that there's no chance she can get anything wrong at this point. So kind of watch yourself. If you have, call it what you want, a pre-cue, a warm-up word, whatever it is prior to them that says you are about to get a treat. You know, whether it's, you know, you use yes, and that gets food, or get it, and that gets food. Whatever your thing is, yes, okay, get it. Whatever that word is, food's coming no matter what. Always, I have a second word that says your odds of food are really high, and I use it to work on impulse control. If I can use, come here, squirrel. She's doing her sits pretty good now. Good job. Now I've actually started using the word a little bit. Come on. Sit. 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 Good. Yes. There are commands. I want to teach a dog that I want that behavior no matter what. Down, sit, wait/stay. I want those no matter what's going on with me. So you notice that when I was saying sit, I just kept right on going. I don't want her to sit because I stopped, because that becomes a cue for her. And it's one of those things I want her to do no matter what I'm doing. So I don't want to come up here and go, sit. Get it. Now she's never going to sit unless I stop and I do that. At some point, I'm going to get angry at her because she's not sitting. Well, she's not sitting because I'm not giving her all those other cues. So the only thing I want for my verbal commands, those particular sit down, wait, I want those no matter what. Good girl. Come up, up. Good. Sit. Whoop. Yeah, good girl. Wasn't that cute? Purple. Purple come. Purple come. Yes. Get it. Yes. Good. Purple. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Get it. Yes. Come on, Purple. Sit. Yeah, good girl. Get it. So that even though I'm in motion, and I may have to repeat the word a couple times. And she's like, what are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? Oh, it's that thing. It is. It's that thing. Go on, Bert. Good.
So when did you start introducing the word?
This is Tuesday, should be Sunday.
Like at what stage in her?
When it's just so natural.
So you reinforce the sitting with the word?
Yes.
When you start.
Yeah, I had the behavior, and then I threw word on pretty fast. Whoops. Good girl, yes. As we progress, and she's pretty young, I want to make sure they really understand what the word is and they want to do it. So with the older pup, the one that is 2 months older that I booted out of here, I'll use her realizing that she's really not quite ready for this, but oh well. Good. And that is to have something that she could want. There is a motivator out there, and I'm still going to ask for behavior in the face of a motivator. Such as a toy. Come on, Perp. Good girl. Good. Sit. 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 Yeah, good girl. I didn't think she'd do that. Good. Sit. Whoop. Sit. Sit. Whoop. Sit. Whoop. Yes, good girl. I'm going to pet you for that. But that was very wonderful. Good. Let's try it again. Good. Sit. Sit. Yes, good girl. That was so good. You are so wonderful. That's hard. That's a lot. Yeah. But I will do that with just about everything. The other little pup that's in here has got a real nice down on her. You know, you can be dragging a toy and say down and she'll drop, even though the toy continues to move on. I didn't think she'd be able to stop and sit, on a verbal sit that she learned a couple days ago. But she's smart, and she's willing, and she's wonderful. Good girl. You guys looking at me, huh? Are you? Get it. Good job. And eventually, I would never say get it. If I do that, get it. I don't care what happens, she gets that food. Later on, another week, yeah, I'll be rolling food and say sit. And I would expect her to sit even though she's seen the food roll because I did not say get it. Therefore, anything else could be happening. And as soon as she sits, it's like, get it. So you have the dogs where they understand the behavior in the face of other motivators. People see it every time you walk in the ring. You're asking for a weight at the start line, and they're going, do you see the A-frame tunnel?
Getting that on film.
Ah, I can't think. So the more you do away from the agility ring, to have motivators present and still get the dogs where they realize, even though there are other motivators, I can perform behaviors that I know how to do, which is what's hard on her because I'm not sure she really understands the sit she's being asked to do. And she's had a lot of pressure put on her. She's had a lot of pressure put on her today in a crowd of people in a strange situation. And she's performing quite well. Huh? Hi, Purple. How come you don't have a purple leash on? Your name's not Pink. It's Purple. We could name you Pink. Good. So there's great anticipation right there. My hand hit that pocket, and you just, there's anticipation. Now what's going to happen? Good girl. And there's nothing wrong with those little. Chew first. Perfect. Good. With the good, then we can start stretching things out. Which again, this is a lot of pressure on this little puppy. Sit. Good. Good. Good girl. Get it. That now can we start lengthening the amount of time between when she hears that pre-cue of good to the actual arrival of the motivator, whether it's giving her the toy, whether it's giving her the food. Would you have to grab that other, I brought in the wrong container of food. And there's actually the other one has soft food in it. She doesn't have to crunch everything up. I actually have 2 containers of the same treats. Bad Sharon. But good. I didn't ask her to do it, but good. Good. Did she pee?
Yes.
I was going to say there's a wet spot. Good. Okay. Does anybody have any paper towels or anything? It's like, I'm looking at the ground and there's a wet spot. I'm assuming while I was talking, we had some leakage problem.
And right like one behind you.
Oh. When you're little, and you got to go potty, you just got to go potty. But then when we start using that dog really gets into, oh, good is such a wonderful thing. Whatever your word is, it doesn't have to be good. And they're like, I just did something right, I just did something right, I just did something right. And my odds are getting higher. Purple. Good job. Good. Sit. Good girl. And she was good when she was coming in. She's good again. I didn't say take it because I'm talking to you guys, so I miss my stuff. As that food's going in her mouth, it's like, I never said take it because I'm in a, I do that. Seminars are bad because you're not focused on what you're doing. So she can get good because she's coming back when I said her name. She can get goods because she sat. Purple. Purple. There's a roundabout path, not the direct one. Purple. 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 Yeah, good. Yeah, yes. Yes. Yeah, there's a little wet spot. Yes, there you go. And little things like that, yeah. We get amongst other people, and if the people here just kind of ignore her, you know, when she comes up to them, but like I'd like for her to come to me when I say purple, or at least acknowledge that I'm talking to her. You know, sit's always a good thing. And go play with your toy. I'm faster than you. Hi, Burp. Good girl. I never really got a chance to say her name because I had a dog. Hi, Burp. Good girl. Good. Get it. And she didn't have to sit there, but while she's coming, and I'm going, because she's done the work in the pen, because I've done my little behaviors, and she's coming towards me, and I'm going, good girl, good. She's like, there's going to be a treat. So now I can use that. I don't want to use it as a lure. I don't want to use it as a, you're coming but not fast enough. So now I'm going to start saying, good girl, to try to get you to come faster. Because then, you know, that's what people do in agility. You know, yes, 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 yes. And sometimes it sounds sounds like something besides agility. And purple. Good girl, you are so awesome. And if I wasn't in the seminar, the moment she spun, I should, good girl. When I said her name and she reacted to it. Are you kind of loose now? Is just a little itty bitty bit loose? We're really not playing. It could be play. Huh. And if I've done my homework, she likes everybody. She has no reason to be afraid of other people. I don't need to bring her out and socialize her and have other people feed my dog and interact with my dog. I've raised a thief. Purple. Good girl. Good girl. Get it. Yes. That was nice. Perfect. You can play with her bag. She didn't give you permission, but I did. The world belongs to her. Girl. Good girl. Yes. Good job. I think she's going. It doesn't get any better. It just doesn't get any better than that. She really hasn't missed a beat, so. Before you show the flip side of purple, she really is a good dog. That's what I was going to say. She's either dropped a treat nothing wrong doing a little search behavior. That's a good trait too. But again, because her natural behavior of everything in the world is going to want to interact with her teeth, I'm going to give her a lot of opportunities to do that. But then she's also going to learn which ones are incorrect. There was incorrect times when can't close the today. I warned you. It's like, somebody comes up and she doesn't know them and, you start doing this kind of stuff to her, she's going to wrap a set of keys. She's getting a little better with me, but strangers, she's like, full mouth bite. No hesitation. And there's nothing neat about it. It's a natural behavior. I'm not going to tell her she's wrong for doing that. I'm going to shape her environment to where until she knows all the rules, that she's not going to be exposed to ones that could be wrong. Aren't you glad you brought that bag for her?
Yes, I am. It's a great toy.
It is a great toy.
She must not be afraid of very much.
Nope. Nope. Yeah, we had her at Yellowstone, we were playing in the river. I was trying to get the other dogs in the river. I posted those videos. She didn't even hesitate, not even the first time. You walked out in the water? This is not a problem. And man, she hit that water, and some of the videos we didn't post, the ones where she went under, and came up sputtering. It's like, well, that's the end of her. She's not coming back in the water again. Didn't hesitate. Now I introduced her to the ditch out here. I went across to the other side, expecting that she would go down and go through the water. No, she very athletically lunged from one side over to the other side and landed between my feet. It was like, okay. She has a very definite attitude. Where you go, I go. And wherever you lead me, I go with you, and if it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. I thought I had a gap. But she's right on me. That was cool. Purple. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, fun little dog. But yeah, I play that kind of stuff all the time. You know, when we're at Yellowstone and you run around amongst the trees and play hide and seek and, you know, bow down and hide. And she just thinks that trying to get away from her, it's like, this is such a joke. You can't get away from me. I'm on you. And yet she's still allowed to play. She can have a toy, she can play and play. And I don't want to, every time she has a toy, let her play with it for 5 seconds and then have to call her. You know, so you never get to totally relax and play with your toy because they might break you out of it at any point. You know, we're going to sit there and meander with me and lean up against the car and let them go at it until they're tired. You know, hurting the other car. I don't want to constantly be trained all the time. You're never allowed to just be a dog, go play, go have fun. You're always in training. That's what sometimes you just be a dog. Stupid dog. You lost your couple toys. Oh, you're doing. You left it under somebody's foot. I don't know how she did that over there, but it's mine. Here, you may have it. You may have it. I like that little trail you had back there behind you today. You look really funny running back there. Oh, shoelaces, those are cool. Don't grab any body parts, squirrel. 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 Oh, purple. Yeah. Why is she not coming? Purple. Good job. Good. Okay, it's time for confinement. She starts finding out she makes people squeal. The game will change. That's what they do. Flip side of purple cherries. Do you know they jump and squeal when you grab them? She has semi-identified certain body parts that make people jump. She thinks it's kind of cute. It's not. And it's really hard to just grit your teeth and go, do not react. Because she will identify very particular body
I
parts.
think I was pretty quiet. I didn't form a.
You were looking nervous while I was going, squirrel, 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 squirrel. How come my puppy puppy's not happy anymore?
I don't think about that much.
Purple. Purple.
Yeah, good girl. Good.
And that's a lot of accidental training sometimes is, you know, not just the playful biting stuff.
Dogs accidentally find out that humans have reactions, and that's as exciting as any food reward or toy reward that people will jump up and down and squeal. And I really don't want her grabbing body parts, but she's also not ready right now to say you're not allowed to naturally use your teeth when you play. She has accidentally, because people have jumped and squealed, accidentally found out there are certain body areas that make people jump, especially the guys. She's like, no, the women get nervous when you're going to the cross. These guys run.
Yeah.
They really do. And that's why I was watching her so hard. I didn't realize she got him in the arm. It's like, you know, easy, Kent. She might play a little rough. And it was like, I need a rope on her to kind of protect. Because he was kind of bent down. He's like, you have no idea, buddy, where you're going with this dog. She has found out he will jump and
she's learned a nice little start from back there and just lunge at them. And people jump and scream and squeal, and it's kind of fun. So we're working on her.
Well, I'm sort of glad she didn't bring it in that.
Well, with women, she kind of goes for the chest area.
Yeah.
And and the man, she just goes for the crotch, you know. Yeah, you're going to have a whole lot of people very fearful of you. But I also have full faith in myself that I will fix all that. But I don't want somebody hitting her, slamming her, causing distress in her life. All right, Pumpkin Dumpkin. Once they head back, say goodbye to the nice people. Bye, everybody. My name's Purple, not Squirrel. I didn't have a name for it. And actually, I allowed the breeders and this dog to pick the puppy for me. I just said I'd enjoy it. And that was it. I didn't want to influence anything anywhere along the way. And we talked a few times, but I tried not to load any guns in any particular direction. And they picked a puppy for me, and went to go get her a burger for me, and there she sat with. And they don't, I like what they do, because they don't collar them, so you can't watch videos and go, oh, I like the little red collar girl, and oh, I want that one, because of some little thing they do in a video that's not their life. That's who they were for a moment, in a video. And so they didn't put collars on anybody on TV. And nobody got to pick, pretty much their evaluation, what kind of home styles we need to go into. And then Leanne showed up to pick her up, she had a purple collar on. And he got in Leanne's car and had a purple water bowl and a purple food bowl, and the crate is purple, and she had purple toys. And there's a C and a purple dog bed. And a purple collar. Like, well, for right now, she's purple. Yeah,
Running down a little bit.
Huh?
You can see her kind of running down a little bit.
Yeah. Right. Let's see her run down her house. Yeah. Yeah, enjoy it while it's calm. Come on, Burp. Go for a walk. Now you're in. Oh, squirrel busy. Big biz.